really excited about our article that I am highlighting tonight. It's the pros and cons of going to a pediatrician versus a family doctor. And I didn't know that you could take your kids to a family doctor until recently when my husband explained that they are able to do either a pediatrician or a family doctor when you have concerns for your children. So here are some pros and cons of taking your child to the pediatrician versus the family doctor. So number one, taking your child to the pediatrician is that the pediatrician is specialized in children. As a doctor, my husband going to medical school, you'll learn all about the whole body. But then you break off and you specialize in the fields that you're interested in. And pediatrician is, again, focused on children, and family doctor is just focused on the individual family members that make the whole family. So not just babies. So that could be a disadvantage. So that's definitely a pro for going to a pediatrician versus a family doctor with your kids. Another pro is that the office is so friendly. The nurses are so nice to pediatrician, or in the pediatrician's office, to your kids. They are used to being with kids. Generally, they're very friendly. I only had like one or two growing up that were kind of not so kind, especially with needles. Her jab you and they'd be like, oh, that hurts. But they, for the most part, they're really happy and excited to see kids. Another pro for taking your child to a pediatrician is that the office is kid-friendly. Number one, there's all kinds of cute little artwork everywhere, and there's toys in the offices usually, especially prior to COVID. I'm hoping that they'll bring those back. There's books usually, and they also have more kid medical equipment. So if you take your child to a family doctor, they're less likely to have the little foot cuff to take blood pressure and things like that for babies. So a pediatrician is just specialized in that, again, to help with those needs. I think something that is awesome is the other day I took my little boy, to the doctor. He was really struggling with a cough. And the doctor was taking a little while to come in because they always are very busy. But there were like monkeys and jungle scene all over the room. And I thought that was so cute because my little boy and I were able to play I Spy for a little while. Had we gone to a family doctor, this would not be possible. And I'm sure my little 2-year-old would have been running and doing things he wasn't supposed to be doing. Okay, so taking your child to a family doctor, the pros of taking your child to a family doctor. One of the big ones is when they're a teenager, they don't have to switch. I remember I was terrified to switch from my pediatrician to a family doctor, but had I been going to the family doctor the whole time, I would not have had to switch, and it would not have been as intimidating because that doctor has known you for a very long time and knows what concerns you have and what your comfort levels are with different medications and all of those things with your body. So I love that you wouldn't have to switch as a family doctor. Another one is the whole family can go to the same doctor. Sometimes it can be kind of crazy if you have to take yourself and your child to the doctor and have multiple visits when you might as well just take everyone to one visit and get it all done, checked off all at once. So that's a big pro. Another pro is kids get a ton of attention at a family doctor. I remember taking my little boy again to a family doctor when we first moved here because we didn't know of anyone else to go to. And everyone was so excited to see our little boy. He was like cute and round and chunky, and they like gave him a candy bar and suckers and stickers because they were so excited to see someone besides an old person or teenager, middle-aged people. They were a little baby and it was so cute. So they were really, really excited. Okay, moving on to the cons of a pediatrician. Again, you have to move from them when you turn 18, as well as sometimes they can be a little overwhelming. I think when you're a new mom, a new dad, and you take your baby in for the first time to get the 2-week shots, and your doctor spills out every single thing that you need to do to keep your baby alive, that can be very overwhelming. When you have a family doctor, I don't feel like this is the case as much. They're a little less overbearing on how to keep your child alive because they know that you can do it. Not that pediatricians don't believe that, but some pediatricians are just a little bit pushy on what they think is best for your child. So again, that could be a big con for you, but also it depends on the doctor. Going to the cons of a family doctor is it's not very kid-friendly. With the machinery, the hookups. I remember taking one of my kids in and they didn't have the right tools to help my child at the time because it wasn't a pediatrician's office. The other ones, let me look, is not, as if you take your, if you as a whole family go into the family doctor, they know everything about you. I think it can be intimidating and kind of weird if your child's doctor knows everything about you as well. I don't know, that's a little past my comfort zone. It's up to you though, for reals. There's lots of pros and cons still that I have not mentioned, so I would invite you to go visit our website, prosandcons.com, and read more about what are the pros and cons of taking your child to a pediatrician versus a family doctor. Also, there's some fun t-shirts that you can buy from our pros and cons team and different articles you can read about every life decision's pros and cons that you can think of. There's hundreds of articles, so we invite you to read it. Thanks. Hopefully you have a good day. Thanks.